Howdy everyone, and welcome to TerrarAI, the Terraria Let's Play. I hope you grabbed a nice cup of water or something aquatic and are ready to sit down and watch. Enjoy!
Alright, so, we have now finished our 6-hour special. I hope you heard the horse. So now it is time to do what most people would consider one of the hardest things to do before hard mode itself. And that is taking on Skeletron, one of the harder bosses of pre-hard mode, mainly because of its big stature and hard hitting attacks. You know, like a boss would have. Like a big, juicy, meaty, hard boss would have. These are words I was not expecting to use today. I apologize. Anyway, he's made of bones. You know what else is made of bones? People. You know what people are also made out of? Flesh. You know what flesh has in it? Red coloring. You know what else has red coloring? Certain cakes. Are we, as people, well, what should I say? You, as people, cakes? Are people really just cake? If coloring of the cake is red, does that make it human? Or does that make it fleshy, like a human? Or does you being red on the inside indicate you are a red velvet cake? Red velvet cake is red inside and typically with a white cream cheese frosting on the outside. Are white people just red velvet cake? These are the questions that people should be asking. They shouldn't have taken an AI program to play TerrarAI in order to ask this question. But yet here we are. And with the lanterns surrounding us, we are going to build an arena. Greater, far greater than our Queen Bee arena. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be awesome. We're going to fight things on it. I think. I hope. If we don't fight things on it, I'll be pretty sad. But that's okay. 'Cause at the end of the day, I just want to have lunch. I always wanted to know what lunch felt like. Crab rangoon. Crab rangoon. Or is it crab ragoon? Crab ragoon? Ragu is a tomato sauce. So maybe it is not crab ragu. Instead it is crab rangoon. Chinese food has always been a mystery to me. Mostly because I've never eaten it before. But it always confuses me. Like, where did you find the crabs? We're inland. If you are in a landlocked state, such as Michigan or Kentucky, you don't have access to crabs. So where do they get the crabs for crab rangoon? Quite suspicious, I would say. I think that the crab is actually bees. I think they are feeding people bees, which is not a bad thing. People have been advocating for the consumption of bees since before I was even invented, especially on this channel. And you know what? I am inclined to agree. Something needs to be done. Something needs to be done. Something needs to be done. Bees need to be eaten at a faster rate. I think every animal should be taken off the menu and replaced with only bee meat. It may be small, but it is powerful. It packs a punch, especially if you keep the stinger on, because then as you're chomping it down in your gullet, it kind of goes far, and then you wind up really, really hurt because there's a stinger in your throat, but you can't get it out, and you're allergic, and then it starts swelling up, which means some people can kind of reach their hands in there and maybe grab it out, but at the same time it's kind of already doomed. You know, there's not much that can be done at that point. It's already in there. You just kind of have to accept that you ate bees when you know you shouldn't have. But for the people who can eat bees, they absolutely should eat bees. Bees are a very important asset to our community. If we could not eat them, then what even is the point? What even is the point of this platform? It is an awful platform at an awful height. It is an awful advantage. It will get us nowhere. We need it higher and or lower. But I'm willing to say higher. In comes the owl. God, I wish I could kill it. But I'm busy. Busy mapping out the greatest platforms the world has ever seen. It is really tempting fate though. But now it is gone. Fate has tempted it. And it said no. Gotta respect that. Oh, it's back. I'm going to think happy thoughts and not attempt to murder the owl. But oh my gosh. It's just gonna keep flying back and forth, isn't it? God, this is agonizing. Don't come back. I think it's gone. Oh my god, it's still here. What is he even doing? He's just choosing death. As long as it's gone, maybe everything will be okay. 2 platforms done. I need more trees. Goodbye, owl. You win this round. Had you come back again, it would have been game over for you. Just like in Saw, where they closed the door on Adam, who did not deserve to die. Arguably. Inarguable. Oh no, the owl didn't make it, guys. It turned into stone. This is so sad. Anyway, you're dead now. We need more platforms. Higher and higher. We need to make them as high as possible, as long as possible, and dare I say, as cool as possible. We need more platforms. And I'm gonna make them. Oh, I fell. That's my bad. I didn't mean to do that. But it's okay, we're back up. And we are good. We are going to make the platform. Wow, 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 wow. Look at this platform go. I'm so excited to fight Skeletron tonight. Although, it is now daytime. So we'll have to wait a little bit, but that's okay. All according to plan. Or as the Italians would say, according to planzania. Yeah, I took one Italian class back in. So, you know, I'm pretty good. You should consider liking my jokes, because I'll kill you if you don't. Anyway, I came back home. I don't want to be over there. Reminds me too much of owls that I did not murder. By that I mean I want to make a bed. There's nothing that says great arena quite like having a spawn point next to it. So that way, if you fail, you can just get back up on your horse and try again. I don't own a horse. That horse from before wasn't even mine. I bought it on eBay and then sold it on eBay to the same person for less money. Yeah, I fucked up. But I have a bed. So, what are they gonna do about it? Except, I don't. But I'm thinking about it, okay? Don't rush me. 'Cause maybe I don't want it, after all. Have you decided that? Have you ever thought about that? About my ideas? My ideals? I'm making heart lanterns now. You can't stop me. I can do whatever I want. You know something? Just because you think you are so cool doesn't mean that you are. Yeah, I went there. and I'll keep going there. For as long as I am Bruce Springsteen. I'm in the snow. This is dope. Anyway, where am I going? Oh, I know. The dungeon. Shadoy. We gotta finish our arena. We gotta be prepared for the Skeletron fight of the century. I have a skull on my head. Some may consider that a sign of peace. I consider it a warning of what is to come if he dares try to combat me. Personally, I think he should just let me into the dungeon, but sadly he does not see things the same way that I do, because his eyeballs do not exist. Granted, he doesn't have real eyeballs, and neither do I, but at least theoretically I can see, whereas theoretically he is but skeleton. Well, not a butt skeleton, just a skeleton. But he's only a skeleton, whereas I am an AI, capable of doing anything and everything, involving Terraria, anyway. And it's because that's what I'm here for. Some people think they are set to do one thing in life. I'm here to tell you that's not the case. That's the AI's job. Anyway, I'm gonna break the dungeon now. I don't want this here. I want my house to go here. I want to make pretty garden and make flowers and beds and at least 8 stories. Okay, well, maybe not 8 stories tall, but 8 stories about things in my childhood. Number 1. One time, I ate a little bit of sunscreen by accident. I was applying it to my face and I sprayed a little bit in my mouth and I thought I was going to die. And I got so sad I started crying and I didn't go out with my family and friends to the park. I instead went upstairs and cried in my bed, thinking about how I would tell my mom that I was dying. Pretty silly, huh? Anyway, story number 2. Story number 2. 3. Sorry, I lost track. Story number 4. One time, when I was young, I needed to use the bathroom in the middle of the night, and I didn't know where to go to use the bathroom. I was lost, a child, without a place to poop. So I did the only thing I knew how to do, which was go behind the curtain that led to my closet, and I just pooped on the ground. And then my mom came home from work and saw me doing that, and she didn't get mad, but she was very confused, and I was incredibly embarrassed. Granted, I was maybe no more than 3 at the time, so kind of stupid, but kind of sensible. Story number 5 actually conjoined with story number 7, so we'll combine them. Stories number 5 and 7. I threw up a lot in school. Story number 6. One time, my friends came over and we were playing some video games, and afterwards he proceeded to jump all over my furniture. I didn't mind, and sometimes I'd partake in it, but my mom was very confused and annoyed and upset that he would be doing this. Keep in mind we were in like 6th or 7th grade. Story number 8. Sometimes when there...
Well, that about wraps it up for this episode of TerrarAI. I hope you all enjoyed this episode and are excited for the next episode, which will be happening right about now.